All right, let's talk about a really cool option strategy for a situation I'm sure you've seen before. You think a stock is probably going to go down, or maybe just go nowhere, but you're not predicting a total disaster. How do you make money from that? Well, today we're diving into the bear call spread. It's all about generating some income while keeping your risks totally under control.
So, picture this. You've been watching a stock, you've done the work, and you're just thinking, man, this thing has flown too close to the sun. It's got to come back down to earth. I bet you've been there, right?
But, and this is the important part, you're not calling for a catastrophe. You're just kind of bearish. You think the stock's hit a ceiling, and it's probably going to drift down a bit, or maybe just tread water for the next month. So, how do you actually make money on that feeling?
Well, the most obvious moves can be kind of dangerous. I mean, you could sell a naked call, but if you're wrong and the stock suddenly skyrockets, your risk is literally unlimited. That's a scary place to be. Or you could buy a put option, but a lot of the time the stock has to make a pretty big move down just for you to break even. There's got to be a better way, right?
And there is. Enter the bear call spread. You might also hear it called a call credit spread. Think of it as the perfect tool for this exact job, a way to generate income that has a safety net built right in. It's custom made for that sideways to down outlook. So what is it exactly? Well, a bear call spread is where you do two things at the same time. You sell a call option and you buy another call option that has a higher strike price. And the best part? Because of how you structure it, you actually get paid a chunk of cash, a net credit, right into your account, just for putting the trade on.
You know, a really great way to think about it is like you're renting out the stock's potential to go to the moon. You're saying, I don't think it's going to go up there, so I'll collect some rent from someone who does. That rent is the option premium. And that other call you buy, that's your insurance policy, just in case you're wrong and the stock does take off.
Okay, so let's pop the hood and see how this thing is actually put together. It's way more straightforward than it sounds, really just two simple parts working together.
It's like a little two-step dance. Step one, you sell a call option that's out of the money, meaning its strike price is above where the stock is trading right now. That's how you bring the cash in. Step two, at the exact same time, you buy another call with the same expiration date, but at an even higher strike price. That's your protection. That's the part that puts a hard cap on your risk. And boom, here's what it looks like on a graph. This is the payoff diagram. See how the profit and the loss both turn into flat lines? That's the magic right there. Your max profit is capped, sure, but more importantly, your max loss is also totally capped. You know exactly what you stand to win or lose. No scary surprises. Now that cash you get paid right away, that's called the net credit. And you get it because the option you sell is closer to the current stock price, so it's worth more than the cheaper, further out of the money option you buy for protection. The difference between the two is cash in your pocket right from the get-go. And get this, that net credit you collect isn't just a little bonus. It's your maximum possible profit on the trade. If the stock price just stays below the strike price of the option you sold, you get to keep all of that premium free and clear. Now, on the other side of the coin, your maximum loss is also completely defined before you even hit the Confirm Trade button. It's just the distance between your two strike prices minus the credit you already pocketed. You know your absolute worst-case scenario down to the penny.
All right, enough with the theory. It's way easier to understand when you see it with real numbers. So let's get our hands dirty and walk through an example.
Let's say Goog is trading below $6.10 a share. You could sell the 610 call and collect a premium of $3.90. For your protection, you buy the 620 call, which costs you $2.10. So you collect $3.90, you pay out $2.10, that leaves you with a net credit of $1.80 or $180 per contract. That's your max profit. Your max risk is the $10 difference between the strikes minus that $1.80 you got paid, so $8.20 or $820. As long as Goog stays below 611.80, you're making money.
Now, hold on. You're probably looking at that and thinking, wait a minute, risk $820 just to make $180? Why on earth would I do that? And that is a fantastic question. The answer comes down to two things, flexibility and a high probability of success.
Here's the deal. You don't have to be perfectly right to win. The stock goes down, you win. The stock goes completely sideways, you win. The stock even creeps up a little bit. As long as it stays below your break-even, you still win. And on top of all that, you've got two invisible helpers. First, time decay. Every single day that passes, the options you sold lose a little value, which is great for you. And second, if the overall market fear, what we call implied volatility, calms down, that also helps your trade. You've got a lot of ways to be right.
Okay, so you're probably thinking, this sounds pretty good. When do I actually use it, and how do I set it up? Let's build a little playbook.
So what's the perfect environment for a bear call spread? Well, first you want that moderately bearish or sideways market we talked about. But here's the real key. You want to put these trades on when implied volatility is high. When the market is fearful, options get more expensive. And since you're a net seller of options with this strategy, that means you get paid more premium for taking the exact same amount of risk. That's the sweet spot.
And here are a few simple rules of thumb to get you started. Generally, you want to look at options with about 20 to 40 days left until they expire. A good goal is to try and collect a premium that's about 40% of the width between your strikes. And listen, you don't have to be greedy and hold on until the very last day. A really smart plan is to take your profits off the table when you've made about 50 to 75% of your potential max profit.
Of course, no strategy is a magic bullet. It's really important we talk about the downsides and the trade-offs. So let's have a quick reality check on the risks versus the rewards here.
And one of the biggest critiques comes from the fact that you're doing 2 trades at once. As one expert put it, because you're both buying a call and selling a call, you're having to cross that bid-ask spread twice. And that just means your transaction costs are going to be a bit higher than if you were just buying a stock or a single option.
So let's just sum up the risks. 1, your profit is absolutely capped at that initial credit you took in. That's it. 2, there's something called assignment risk. If the stock blows past your short call strike, you could be forced to deliver shares of the stock, which can get complicated. And 3, like we just said, the transaction costs for spreads are just higher.
And all of this boils down to one final, really important question that you have to answer for yourself. The strategy gives you a high chance of making a small defined profit. The trade-off is that you have a small chance of taking a larger, but still completely defined loss. For a lot of people, that certainty, knowing their exact risk up front, is absolutely worth it. So the question is it worth it for you?